this is a movement mobility session. We're gonna be moving through ranges of motion, opening up the body and getting everything turned on. No equipment, let's get started. So we're gonna first start off with some small knee circles here, one direction, taking the knees over the toes, keeping the heels on the ground, just stirring the pot here. Let's go the other way. Just want to make sure the knees are prepared for everything we're doing. We're going to be getting in some squats. We're going to be kneeling on the ground. Just want to make sure the knees are going to be ready. All right, moving on. Now we're going to take the knees forward, all the way down. You can use your hands if you need to. We're going to place the knees on the ground. Then we point the toes and we sit back towards the heels. Then we reverse. All right, and if you can do this, you can place your hands on your knees. And if you can do this without using your hands on the ground, even better, but it's not necessary. Just really focus on pushing those knees forward, getting some compression, getting some stretching in the toes. And then here, actually trying to sit as deep as you can, and even putting some weight into the foot so that you start to open up the shin.
Two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns and those who dig.
All right, last one. We're gonna stay down on the ground. Hang out here for a sec. Go ahead and get a little bit of rotation in. So just turn and look over your shoulder. If you want, you can even place your hand on the ground. Rotate the spine, rotate the neck. All right, next movement, we're gonna go into a 90-90 position. One leg in front, one leg in back. Feet are both on the same side of the body. Now what we're gonna do is, using the hands, rock up, pick that hip up off the ground, rock up, and then guide yourself over the shin, getting a stretch in the back of that hip. So from the back side, we show what it would look like. We're here, all right, we're stretching this part, and you can go as deep as you want. And the more you open up this knee angle up here, the more this is open, the deeper of a stretch you're gonna get. Then we sit down, hips to the ground, using the hands, switch sides. And then again, we rock the hip up off the ground, forward fold. And now, you know what we're doing. You can go at your own pace here, switching sides back and forth, and getting a good deep stretch. And you can spend as much time as you want in this stretch. If it's really hitting right now, just spend some time there. I like to even reach the arms forward and try and relax into it. For added difficulty, you can do this switch without using the arms. And for extra added difficulty, you can do the whole thing with no arms. Last one here. All right, take a break. So go ahead and watch as I demonstrate this next one. we're going to be doing a squat and a downward dog, moving in between these two positions. And I really like this one because they actually can reinforce each other. Moving from one to the other can make each one better. So we're gonna start in a squat. Don't worry about it being a perfect squat, especially when you're first starting. You're probably not super warm yet. So if you need your heels off the ground, that's fine. We are trying to open up the hips nice and wide. So push those knees apart, okay? And then we place the hands on the ground and we walk out. And as we're walking out, we're lifting the hips up as high as they'll go. Boom. And then we walk back and you're pushing yourself back into a squat. You're using that push to push you deeper into the squat. So go ahead and get started. Again, you can move at your own pace here, but really think about how can I use coming out of a squat to get into a better downward dog, right? Coming from a bent knee position, driving the hips up, opening the shoulder, pushing the ground away, and then sitting back, pushing through the ground, pulling your hips down to the ground and opening, right? Walking forward. Remember that going from bent knee to straight knee here really can open up your hamstrings a lot more than going in from a straight knee. And spend some time in each position. Work on each one. There's no right way to do this. It's just what your body needs right now. And that's the whole point of these movement mobility sessions. They allow you to explore and give your body what it needs, not what my body needs. We all have our own unique bodies, unique lives. And let's take a break. Nice work. So now we're gonna stay here. We're gonna go into crab position, okay? We're just gonna work on a really basic move and then we're gonna make it a bit more complex as we go. So we're gonna lift up opposite arm and leg. So my right hand and my left leg are in the air. And now I'm going to switch so that my chest faces the ground. And now I'm in a crawl position. And I'll go back the same way I came, left hand, right foot. This is called a crawl switch. Opposites, opposites, all right? So go ahead and do this at your own pace. And what you can work on is making this feel nice and smooth, not feeling like you're gonna fall over, having control over your shoulder, control over your hip, control over your core. And it just takes a little bit of practice. Okay, let's take a little break. Come to your crab position. Now lift your hips up in the sky, stretch out the shoulders. Front of the shoulder gets so stiff and achy from sitting at computers all day for myself. So try and do this all the time. All right, so now we're gonna make this a bit more complex. We're gonna do the same movement, opposite arm and leg. We're gonna start from our crawl position here. Opposite arm and leg go through, but instead of placing the other hand on the ground, now we're gonna stay on this one hand and lift, just like what we did. But now, all of the weight is on my feet and this one arm, and this gets me into a rotation, right? And then I come back to my crawl and go the other side. So I stick the opposite leg through and lift, right? And if this is too challenging for you, just go ahead and place the other hand on the ground like what we're doing, but still hit that lifting of the hips, open position. So go at your own pace, stick one leg through, lift. And if you're wanting more, you can really let the head go. Start kind of falling backwards here. You can reach, get really open. One more each side. And relax. All right, one last movement here. We'll call it a day. So we're gonna start out in a horse stance position, legs just nice and wide. We're just trying to open up the hips, sit down, trying to sit more down, less back. So sit down, okay? Now from here, what we're gonna do is lift the arms up into a Y position, okay? We're gonna side bend one way. Ooh, that feels good. Nice and big side bend. And now the way you're side bending, we're gonna turn the hips, rotate, keep the arms up, lifting to that Y, open the back hip, and back bend. And we switch back. All right. Shake it out if you need to. Legs are gonna get tired here. We're gonna side bend over to the other side. Now turn, reach up and back. Ooh, opening that back hip and opening up the spine. Back to horse. We're gonna do 3 each direction. Second one, side bend, reach, swivel, and back. Face the front, side bend, swivel, and back. Last one, side bend, swivel, and back. Side bend, swivel, and back. Whew. All right, that is it for the day. I usually like to end with a little bit of shaking it out, just kind of letting the body feel nice and loose again. And that's it. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.